so are you saying that it is clear now in America that she is making this trip without the endorsement of the administration?
It appears that this was leaked. And, you think about all the secret trips that high-level officials, including even presidents of the United States, sometimes make to dangerous regions. And so we know there's the capacity when there's the will to keep things secret. And this appears to have leaked directly from Speaker Pelosi's office. And so this was not accidental. This was intentional. And the White House is now stuck in pretty much making sure that Nancy Pelosi goes, because to your point, if she doesn't go, all it does is signal additional weakness to China.
And what kind of provocation would that promote in China, do you think?
Yeah, well, we see China being more and more bold all the time. And we know that this wouldn't have happened under the Trump administration, but they sense weakness and are taking every opportunity they can to flex their muscle, to show strength. And the Biden administration seems to only be good at one thing, which is showing weakness and playing right into China's hand as they continue to show strength.
Yeah, just for the benefit of our viewers, Beijing, as we most probably know, claims Taiwan as Chinese territory, and it's vowed to use force to take the democratically governed, Peggy made that point, democratically governed island, which has been a long-standing US partner. Now, some in Congress, just repeating, Peggy, are saying rightly that Beijing shouldn't be able to dictate the terms of US engagement with Taiwan. But nonetheless, Mitch McConnell, the Republican Senate Minority Leader, is right when he said, well, if she doesn't go now, she's handed China a victory. That's the dilemma, isn't it?
Absolutely. And this was not accidental. Nancy Pelosi knew exactly what she was doing. And the rest of us, I think, are probably still just catching up to what her intentions are. And we haven't seen that full hand play out, but this just shows that this White House, this Congress, and even this military do not work in coordination. America is less safe when they're working in silos. They're more safe when we're working not just across our different departments and agencies, but with our allies as well. Absolutely. The world's a less safe place with these charades that are going on.
I should just say there is one story that if Pelosi goes, the Chinese military could mount a show of force and may try to interfere with the flight path of the military plane that she's expected to travel on. Just before we go off the subject, Peggy, how do you read this at the moment?
Well, we have to realize that China has been making incursions in Taiwanese airspace and in their sea space for years. And so they've maybe ramped that up a little bit with hypersonic weapons and test firing of missiles. But this is nothing new. They're just elevating it and really sort of testing the West to see what will we do, how will we respond, and are we resolved really at all costs to protect Taiwan, which Joe Biden has said we will. Yeah,
and of course, if she doesn't go, it will be another signal of weakness. Not that you need another signal of weakness under the leadership of Biden and Kamala Harris. Just before you go, I note the US economy has shrunk for the second quarter in a row, which is technically a recession. Is that how things feel in America?
Absolutely. And this White House is just now catching up to what the American people have felt for months, if not for a year. You know, as my dad would have said, Joe Biden's record is unblemished by any good decisions because everything he does, seems to inflict more pain. He's doubling down on bad ideas and doesn't seem to care the harm that he's causing the American people. And remember that when he ran for office, he promised that there would be no tax increases on anybody making $400,000 a year or less. What is inflation? It's a tax on the middle class and the poor, and he seems intent on continuing down this path of inflation by more and more government spending.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bill now, apparently, he's got approval for $1 trillion of revenue raising, $1 trillion, but almost half of that will go on climate change. I mean, the blokes they're out of control, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. You can never spend your way out of inflation. You can never spend your way out of a recession. And they're trying to do both. It's never worked. It won't work now. And so the American people see through this and wonder, why does Joe Biden wish so much ill upon the American people that he claims to support and protect and defend?